I don't have to explain to the pro-Israel community that there's a battle going on for the very existence of the state of Israel. And they talk about the effort to delegitimize Israel, but it goes beyond that. It's an effort to destroy Israel. There's a new resource called OurSoldiers.Speak. OurSoldiers.Speak. And you can find them online at OurSoldiersSpeak.com. I just came from a presentation by Sergeant Benjamin of the Israeli Defense Forces, who started this organization, and he's going all over the English-speaking world. He's spoken at over 200 college campuses, and it's simply to do Hasbara, explanation for Israel. He gave a very moving and powerful talk to our group. He's now embarked on a fundraising effort to be able to sustain himself, because things have gotten so bad that when he travels and speaks now, he has to go with 2 armed guards and 5 policemen just to protect himself. And he talked about the horrible reception he receives on college campuses from Jewish kids and Jewish professors too, who make up all these lies and tell all these horrible things about Israel, saying these gross and disgusting things. Of course, you and I know the truth, that the Israeli Defense Forces are the most moral and civilized group of soldiers in the world. These 18-year-old kids who in America or in Canada would be choosing which college to go to, are fighting for their families. If they don't stop the terrorists, then Jewish people die. And he made several points that I want to make that I think are very important. First, he says that while we do have allies, and he specifically mentions Christians United for Israel, and they also are developing a curriculum, and the fellow who's developing the curriculum, a 30-year experienced high school teacher, talked about the Christian Broadcasting Network. They both said that the primary audience that we have to talk to are Jews. Now, we have taken for granted, the Jewish community says you can't take them for granted, because the old expression, preaching to the choir, he said the choir's not singing. Most Jews are apathetic. They're interested in what restaurants they go to and what movies they go to and where they're traveling, and they don't really work for the security of Israel. And even if they pay attention and read articles, they just say, oh, that's too bad. And what do they actually do? He says, are you doing something every day to help secure Israel? I mean, what I do, I try and do my little thing here about blogging and making videos, and I'm trying to start the Zionist Organization of America in Chicago again after a 6-year hiatus. There are other people doing other things, but we have to use every weapon in our arsenal, and Our Soldiers Speak, I think, is a very valuable weapon. I'm going to try and get them in here to speak to a ZOA group in Chicago sometime in the near future. But wherever you are in the world, contact them and invite them to your community to give a real straight presentation from an Israeli soldier. He made Aliyah from England, has a beautiful English accent, speaks very eloquently. I think it's definitely worthwhile. Also, if you are involved at all in a Jewish high school or in the upper grades of a Jewish day school, contact them about implementing their curriculum. It's a 60-hour curriculum. I know it's hard to tinker with curriculum, but we have to equip our college kids, because our Jewish kids, even our day school graduates, are not equipped to deal with the horrendous things that they're meeting on college campuses. Now, I did talk to him afterwards about allying with Christians United for Israel, which potentially is our best ally. They got 50 million voters. They got millions of college kids, because he said the battleground for Israel is going to be fought on college campuses, as it is. I mean, Saudi Arabia gave $17 million to Georgetown, where all the future government workers want to work. They gave $20 million to Harvard. He said the Jews who help finance universities, and they do, have to put their foot down and say, if you have an anti-Israel message at this university, we won't be funding anymore. Jews have got to be more assertive. And he said Jews are so trying to be politically correct. They're not reciting the narrative for Israel. The one example from the curriculum that the teacher gave was on the whole issue of Jerusalem, where the Palestinians are just flat out lying, saying the Jews have no connection. And he gave all this evidence how clearly the Jews have a connection. Not only the Bible mentions Jerusalem 700 times, and he even quoted from a Palestinian official document from the 1920s, which said it's indisputable that David established Jerusalem as the capital of Israel and that the temple was there. And now, of course, they're lying. Anyway, so these are just some of the issues, but my main point is, if you have any influence in any organization, your church, your synagogue, a day school, any group of Jews, try and bring in this OurSoldiersSpeak.com fellow. I think he's right now charging about $1,500, which is minimal because he's got to bring in all these people to just protect them. But raise the money and have them in, and it's really another useful weapon, if you can say that, in the arsenal of Hasbara in explaining Israel's position.